We are back with Lakai Worrell. Lakai, when you think of dance and art, what comes to mind?
Freedom.
Creator.
Freedom.
Or freedom. I like that.
Freedom.
I like that. Pure elements.
Hmm.
What comes to mind when you hear that?
Authenticity.
Tell us about Pure Elements. What is it?
Pure Elements is Kevin, Joseph, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
We are we started Pure Elements because we were at a point in our lives where we were unhappy with some stuff that was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
We were not happy. And we said we want to get back to that original space of why we were dancing, why we were following this road, what were we looking for. We wanted to get back to something that was truthful and honest for ourselves. Because it couldn't be to be upset and angry and hurt and fearful. Those aren't real energies. I mean, they're real energies, excuse me, but they're not what you're supposed to live by. So Pure Elements was started because we wanted to get back to what was authentic. So the idea behind Pure Elements is that it's just that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in your purest space and living through your passion, what you are passionate about, you should feel no fear.
Mm-hmm.
You should feel total freedom.
Mm-hmm.
You should be at peace. You should be in love.
Mm-hmm.
You should be with joy. And we wanted that. So Pure Elements is the idea that we can have that. And we can help other people get to that by way of sharing our art.
Performing arts, education, transformation play a major role in what Pure Elements stand for.
Indeed.
So tell us about your overarching mission as an organization.
East Brooklyn. East Brooklyn is where we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Brookline Projects, East New York, hang out in Brownsville, walk around, go to Cypress Hills, that whole area,
Mm-hmm.
right? When there was an influx of art and it flooded downtown Brooklyn, and then it started to flow through into Bed-Stuy and Central Brooklyn, all those areas, East Brooklyn is always the one left out. Everyone floods down to go to the city to go see great art. Everyone goes to downtown Brooklyn to see great art. But this area of which we grew up was still empty. It had nothing. And we knew that there was tons of talent there because that's where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
We remember growing up and watching and having people be around us who were even more talented than we were, who inspired us to be like, yo, he's doing that. Let me go do that also. So it's just like, but why is no one taking the time to invest in that area? Why is nobody seeing that there's potential out there? Why is everybody just pointing the finger saying, you better do better, you better do better, you better do better, but no one's providing any way for the kids and everybody else to get better? So we decided to make that move. And we moved ourselves and started focusing all of our attention into the area which we grew up, which at the time when we were growing up was recognized as the murder capital of the world, because East New York was really rough when we were there. But now East New York is flourishing and there's a lot of love being given. But East New York, again, Brownsville also, there's still not enough. There's nothing there. It's not enough there, right? It's not enough. Like the attention usually does flow still towards downtown Brooklyn. But we know that we want to provide a safe haven, a training space, a space of education for the people there because they deserve it. And people out there also, they want to get better. They want to get better. They just want something. They want accessibility to something which is not second hand or third hand, but it's top choice.
So you feel if the means are provided, that people will adapt?
I believe it with all my heart.
So starving the people of the means and the various outlets, the positive outlets, contribute to the chaos and the
definitely.
Degradation.
Definitely. Our kids are out there destroying because they have no direction for their energy. Our energies always can either go in a destructive or a positive direction, or creative rather, direction. Most of the time, they don't know how to take it in a, actually, no, they're confused because that which they think is creative and fun is actually destructive to some, you know? So they just need they need to know how to channel that energy into very constructive behavior.
What is a typical talk with your group, a dance class, a group of young people that you're teaching? What is a typical talk for you?
Let's see now. We talk often. We talk about a lot of different things. We talk about activities going on around. And one of the questions we always ask them is, do you have to act like everyone else? Do you have to be like everyone else? And if you are, what are you looking for your outcome to be? Because if you're saying, I want to be different, I want my life to be different, how do you propose that is going to happen if you are exhibiting the same behaviors as those people that you say you don't care for? That's confusing. So what is the behavior that you need to exhibit to get to where you need to go? That's some of our conversations really push them and work to challenge them to think differently, about all of their behaviors. So it's beyond just dance, because once they get off the stage, you still have to be able to perform wherever you are.
Talking about performing, growing up in Brooklyn, East New York, rough part of Brooklyn, hip-hop dancer, who had exposed to ballet, adapted ballet. How have all these things, these various parts, influenced the person who many have come to know as Lakai Worrell today?
I believe it's interesting because I often believe I was this person before I even got here. And the reason why I say that is because, again, when I was young, I spent a lot of time in silence and meditation. And I guess I didn't know it, but I was in meditation. And in that silence, I was able to decide that I didn't have to be like everyone else. I didn't have to do what everybody else did. But I just needed the spaces to help me express that. So going into a dance class, right? A ballet dance class, and everyone is pulled up and beautiful. And actually, I'll go to the first time I went to Jubilation. Jubilation Dance Theater was a magnificent dance company. And when I tell you, I thought these people were superhuman when I walked into this dance studio. I kid you not. I thought I was strong. I was not strong. I was like, what are these people made of? And all of them look like me. Black, beautiful, strong. Oh my God. Beautiful skin glowing, healthy looking bodies, ripe, and women just being able to exhibit movement that was fluid yet powerful. The men, I was like, where have they been all my life? So in seeing them, I was like, oh, there is another way. But like I said, I think I was already there, but I just needed the spaces to help me to further explore it. Because when we start to think a certain way, our minds and the universe begin to collaborate to help us find those spaces that we're searching for. So I'm walking in those spaces and then being told by the people in there, go here, do this, drink this, try this, don't do that, talk like this, here, be yourself. This is who you are. That's not who you are. And really being challenged.
So the standards were high.
Oh, baby. Oh, man. If we could have a version of how black people could be, when I walked into that room, that was it.
What kept you going?
I wanted to know more. because they were all educated. They still are. They're brilliant, brilliant. Every last one of them. Brilliant people. Successful.
Dancers.
And just people. Just people, period. You know? Creative. We would sit down. Kevin Iega Jeffers was the name of the artistic director at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he would sit us down and say, listen, let's talk. Because when he felt like we weren't digging deep enough to make the movement come to life, he would sit us down. Let's talk. What do you think about what we're trying to do here? Why aren't you giving more? What are you so afraid of? These are the questions that we would be asked. And I'm like, this is amazing. So we were constantly challenged to this
What was
thing.
one of your deepest fears that you overcame as a dancer?
Not being good enough. Because when I walked into the room, I was by far the least technically trained. By far. But I had a way of movement and being able to pick up things. So they embraced me. But I never felt good enough.
When did that change?
I don't know if it ever did change. And I think that's one of the pieces that constantly pushes me, you know, to keep on working. You can do it better. Now you can figure it out more. You know, because again, while other people went to dance class from 3, my wife included, they were in dance class in 3 and 7 and all that. I was out in the streets hanging out. And
so there are techniques that they will know you wouldn't, you still to learn or to perfect.
It's still stuff I need to learn and perfect, you know. But I learned my body.
Oh.
I learned my body.
How important is that?
Oh, very. Because you learn what are your challenges, what are your limitations, what are your strengths, and other people start to see that. That's where you start to gain your confidence, you know. And also wherever I'm weakest at, those are the things I'm like, okay, you got to work on that a little bit more, brother. You know.
Can anybody dance?
Yes, I do believe that. Because I often hear people say, oh, I can't dance, I got 2 left feet. And I'm like, no, but then we have to go to what is dance? What is dance? Right? For me, dance is movement given a purpose. See, because I can lift my hand up.
Yes.
And I can just wave it like this. And it has no purpose.
Right.
But if I give it a different intention, then the dance begins. Because I've given my movement purpose. Then we're dancing. Because and that's something I learned there also, because you can have all the legs and turns and all of that, but if your movement has no purpose, no depth,
so the purpose
always,
the dance.
every time, because you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Why is it so important from where you sit that you impact the lives of young people?
Because I am them.
I am them. That's it, you know. That's a complete answer. I am them.
I am.
This intimacy you have with movement, when do you think it began? Because there is a love affair. At what point do you think this intimacy began?
Kevin and I used to do hip-hop shows when we were in high school. And I remember our first show was at Canarsie High School. And we were behind the stage, behind the curtains. And we'd always dance in the street, but no one really knew. I remember the curtain opening. And everybody would be like, wait a minute, is that Lakai? Is that Kevin? What? And we were like, oh no.
Is that Lakai?
What are they doing up there? But the music came on, and we started to dance, and they were like, yo!
Wow.
And it began. You know, because again, we always moved, but the confidence kicked in when people started to see Oh, you can dance. You can move. You know,
Do you learn something about yourself after every performance?
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because as my body begins to age,
Yes.
things are shifting.
What have you learned about yourself over the last 10 years
Hmm.
when it comes to dance?
That there's always more to go. There's always more to
Always more.
explore. There's always more to discover. I'll say that. There's always more to discover.
Which of your recent performances has been the most demanding for you?
A few years ago, I had to, no, act my performances. Let me see. Oh, wow, I haven't performed like that in a long time. I do a lot of choreography now.
Okay. Well, let's go there.
Hmm.
Which one of your choreographies has been the most challenging, most demanding for
Oh boy, that's a good one. Two distinct places. They're very different. Maafa.
you? Uh-huh.
Maafa is a key Swahili word which means calamity or great disaster.
What does it mean?
It's a key Swahili word
Uh-huh.
which means calamity or great disaster.
Calamity or great disaster. Uh-huh. Mm.
At St. Paul Community Baptist Church, which is located in East New York, Brooklyn, we do this production called Maafa every year. It is a very, very intense production. For the past 3 years, I have been the choreographer
Mm.
for the production. Along with my brother Curtis Jones, he is the director.
Mm.
We've had to mastermind different ideas to bring the story to life. For this past year, my offer takes place in September, the third week in September. I usually have to create or restore pieces. I had to do approximately 7 pieces. And all of them have a different weight to them. From a village dance, African village dance, with 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
What?
to this other piece called Taken, where I have to shift the bodies of the performers from being upright and joyous to now being shackled with chains and being able to differentiate the movement quality of your body. When you are dancing freely, you'll move one way. But when you have been beaten down mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and held down by chains, you'll move a different way. So we had to discover those 2 different poles, if you might.
Mm.
And most of the cast are novices when it comes to dance.
Wow.
I may have a very select few that are like really strong, but the majority are novices, and the challenge is to get them to
Yeah.
present the work and look professional. So it's very, very draining.
Why should anyone be encouraged to find their authentic voice?
Because if they don't, they're constantly living a lie.
Mm. Oh.
And that's what it comes down to. If you don't live through your authentic voice, you're constantly living a lie. And the challenge is that most people will know it. And that's the trick, that's the real trick. We used to do this mentorship program at Gershwin Junior High School out in East New York. And I remember one time we had this group of young brothers, about 15 to 20 of them. And they were an intense young group, you know. The teachers there made the mistake of telling them that our program was going to be an anger management program, which it was not. It was a mentoring kind of program. In the midst of all of them, when you have all of them together, they would, yeah, man, what's up, word up, da-da-da, da-da, and put on this facade.
Mm.
Pull them one by one away from everybody else, to the side, to the corner. Let me holler at you for a second, young brother. Why are you acting like that? countless times, over and over, and each and every last one of them would say, I act like this so that I don't get beat up. I act like this so that I can fit in. I act like this because this is what everyone else does. Now, this is out of their mouths. So the question began to start to surface for me. I was like, okay, who would you be if you allowed yourself and had courage to pursue your true self? What is that authentic self? What is the essence of your pure element?
After all these years of performing, what still surprises you about you?
What still surprises me about me? I believe that I still have enough patience.
I gotta ask you this. You've worked with the likes of Sabian Glover, Abdel Salam, Alicia Rashad, Ozzy Davis, Justin Anika, Jesse Wooden Jr., R&B singer Shanti Billy Winans, the Classical Theatre of Ireland, the Shakespeare Theatre Repertory. What is one of the most memorable experiences, or the most memorable experience you've had within this melee of notables? What is the most memorable experience you've had? I know this is a tough question, it's probably unfair, but
Right.
what jumps out at you?
No matter how big some people get, they're still just people. And how I knew that was, I remember being on stage. It was Black Nativity I was doing with Felicia Rashad. And I was one of the dancers, and she was one of the actors for the performance. And I remember us being on stage at the end, and us holding hands for the bow. And she whispered in my ear, she was like, ooh, I'm so tired, I can't wait to get off this stage. And I was like, this is Felicia Rashad saying this? And I was like, all I could do was be like, word, me too. You know? And then, but just countless times, you just come across people and you just see that they're just people, you know, but they're working. And that's the thing.
What is your pure element?
Dance.
I like that. I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
I don't
I gotta get these in. When do you care, or let me rephrase it. What are your deepest concerns and fears about the development of dance and other artistic expressions in the Black community, in your community?
Black dance doesn't have a strong enough voice. Our disciplines are being very challenged right now. There used to be a stronger circle of African dancers.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting smaller.
Why is it?
I'm not sure, but something along the lines not transitioning to the youth. Not enough. I remember when I was coming up in it, there was tons of us that would again go to dance classes, and the drummers, their circles were huge, and like there was this hunger for it that we had, but somehow along the line, the kids that are coming up after us, they don't have the same hunger, they don't have the same interest. So that particular circle is dying off. We're well connected with, my wife and I are well connected also with Mickey Davidson, who is one of the students of Norma Miller. Norma Miller was one of the best dancers when it comes down to Lindy Hop, which is a form of dance created in the early 1920s. It's almost gone out of our hands.
Wow. That's sad.
Tap. It's almost gone out of our hands. Tap. There's a lot of forms that we have originated or really made popular that we don't have the greatest influence over anymore. Even hip hop. Even hip hop.
Hip hop.
Even hip hop is being challenged when you go to different classes or different spaces to learn, or it's you don't see us as much as you would think, which is very, very interesting.
Really?
Oh yeah,
So it's almost like what happened to rock?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The kid growing up believing that rock doesn't really belong to us.
That's right.
Rock was originated by
That's right.
the other groups.
That's right.
Who are some professional dancers you admire and respect?
Hmm. I'll say his name again. Kevin Ayegaja. Um, Raquel Chavis. She was a soloist for the Alvin Ailey Dance Company.
Okay.
She's a sister. She's like family.
Really?
Yeah. And a lot of the students that I've seen grow up over the years, I had the blessed opportunity to work with. I watched them grow up, and it's just really, really beautiful to see them be who they said they were going to become.
What have you learned about yourself over the lifespan of your career?
Hmm.
Well, I could say so far.
So far. What have I learned? Many things. But I think one of the things that stands out most is my sensitivity.
Sensitivity.
Yeah,
You embrace it.
I do. Because it's necessary.
Yeah.
You know, because it fuels my direction of how I may go for in a piece of work or something like that. It'll definitely fuel.
That is very important.
It's very important. If I feel the need to be upset in a piece, I have to let that live. If I feel the need to cry, I have to let that live. To be happy, like all of it, I have to be really, really connected to that sensitivity.
When are you most happy?
When I'm with my family.
What are you most thankful for?
When I'm with my family.
Finish the sentence. I dance because.
I love.
Because what?
I love.
I love because.
I can dance.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell that 15-year-old boy?
Go to class sooner.
Mm.
Go to dance class sooner.
What makes you laugh out loud?
Just, I think it's good vibes, like a smile, or yeah, just when people can connect, when we all can really connect, and just
Connections.
yeah, like I really enjoy those. You know, I really enjoy those.
Okay, I have to say to you, thank you so much for joining me this evening. And as I said, we just went in all kinds of wonderful directions. We were obedient to the spirit.
Oh my God! I hope the people are okay with that.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Any parting words?
Just discover your authentic self.
Discover your authentic self.
And live through your truth.
You heard that here. By the way, quickly before we go, are you working on anything right now?
I am. A couple of things. One, we're working on our annual Black History Month production called Rhythm Stories. It's a play that I actually wrote and direct. So we'll be doing that in February of 2016.
And where can people find information?
We'll have it up on the website in the next couple of weeks.
And what is your website?
pureelements.org. So it's pureelements.org. There's one E in between.
Pureelements.org. So you heard it here from Lakai Worrell himself. Find your pure elements and find your authentic voice. Thank you for tuning in. This is Selwyn Collins saying thank you very much. Fear not what fear whispers to you. Fear your obedience to it. Good night.